Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids and we're back for some more Witcher 2, and last time we followed a sorceress owl through a field of wraiths in an unknown state. So yeah, you know what, it's pretty much just a normal day in the life of Geralt of Rivia. Now, I believe we're about to talk to a whole bunch of people who we have recently met, but don't really know much about. They appear to be a whole bunch of political and military leaders in this area. I'm assuming these people are going to be, fighters.
Saskia treats the peasantry as our equals, and once you let a dog inside, you never sleep with the dog outside. But that's not for me to judge. The point is, you can make good coin. Each contender puts down his stake, which rises the more fights he wins. If you want to fight, put down some coin. Up for the next fight, or are you just going to stand there and go?
I'm just gonna point out that this is the same person who we saw in Flotsam. There was the fight dude.
Worthy contender, please.
For starters, you'll fight a novice. Stand and fight, but first, show me your coin.
Sure. We'll warm up a little bit.
In that case, betting is now open.
Alright.
Don't be afraid.
Get ourselves ready. Come on, put him up. Double. Okay. A little bit of combo action there. Is he down? He's not down. Ow, he is. Ooh, that'll do it. Sorry, Robin Hood.
Finally, an end to the flailing and someone with a touch of finesse. The pool is yours. You're moving up the ranks, sir, just like your winnings. Ready for another fight?
Sure.
A worthy contender, please.
The better the opponent, the better the fight. The better the fight, the higher the stakes. The higher the stakes, the bigger winnings.
Okay. I mean, I'm not too concerned about the winnings, but I'm pretty confident that we can handle this stuff.
In that case, betting is now open.
We've done our fair share of this stuff already. And it seems like, even though supposedly these guys are supposed to get more difficult as we go on, it certainly hasn't always been the case. At least based on past experience. The tricky stuff is that right there, where we have the double combos. Not an issue that time, though.
That was a sight for sore eyes. Beautiful fight. Congratulations on your
Sight
win.
for sore eyes, but it was
You're
beautiful.
moving up the ranks, sir, just like your winnings. Ready for another fight?
Okay. I suppose.
A worthy contender, please.
Excellent. This is the strongest lad I know. He's knackered many a plough horse. The fortune he's made in his fist-fighting career makes many a nobleman green with envy. Place your bets. Hurry, before it's too late.
Okay. We'll go all in. I'm not scared, Mr. Bridgekeeper.
In that case, betting is now open. Fight his balls!
Alright, we'll see if this guy is really as tough as they want to make me believe he is. There's your double combo there. Another double. Okay, so that's the first one we've had numerous doubles for. Will we see a triple? I don't know. No, that was still no problem.
Finally, an end to the flailing and someone with a touch of finesse. The pool is yours. A wonderful show of strength, precision, and agility. Seems there's no one left to challenge the new champion.
You couldn't be more wrong.
Oh?
So right.
It is I.
Who is this guy?
You've always claimed such fights were a primitive diversion for commoners.
A true knight duels another in the exquisite company of ladies and real gentlemen.
Oh, I'll never forget the great achievements of Saskia in the tourneys.
On many occasions did my brother prove his greatness. Alas, the world's going to the dogs. Today, a knight must challenge commoners to prove his bravery. But there's a witcher among you. And though his blood is no match for mine, his warring mastery is satisfactory. Perhaps when he drops to the ground at my feet, you'll realize I'm not merely Seltkirk's brother. I'll be known as Silgrat, every witcher's worst nightmare. I challenge you, witcher. The wager is 2 sacks of gold. Believe me, Silgrat doesn't challenge any old serf.
Okay, put your money where your mouth is, noble dude.
Show me what you're made of.
Stand and fight.
Had no objection from me. Take that.
Lightning balls!
Oh, hey, nope. That's my move.
Slug it between the eyes!
There we go, we gotcha. Not so tough.
You won. Finish me off.
I'm no murderer. Besides, it was only a fist fight.
I'd rather have died at your hands.
Okay, slow down,
It was an
dude.
honest fight, just like you would.
You fail to understand. My reputation is ruined, my honor gone.
I thrashed you and won a pile of coin. Not sure I care about your reputation.
We'll meet again. Silgrat forgets no insult.
Sorry, dude, I mean,
Congratulations to the
it's your
victors,
choice. You challenged
and
me.
Thanks to the vanquished. You proved your mastery, Witcher. Fighting you is an honor. Let's tend to the pool.
and we also didn't put anything on that fight, seemingly. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. That guy, oh. Giving me Vernon Roach flashbacks there. What with the rag on your head and whatnot. He's just a pony, though.
One human in and in no time you've got a storm.
Okay, so I think we are... Wait for... What? Sworn settle, wait for events to unfold? Hold on. What? I was about to say, I think we're supposed to go outside to meet up with those people in the War Council. Okay, as you may remember, but this is specifically for the fighting stuff that we were just doing. As you may remember, Seltkirk, the guy we just beat up, was the hero of the previous war with Kedwin. Ah, okay. Everyone in Bergen had heard of him, but his brother Silgrat was not nearly as famous. Oh, okay, Seltkirk and Silgrat, your names are too similar. Guys, come on. Living in the shadow of his great brother, Silgrat became embittered, hungry for acclaim. He thought defeating a witcher in a fistfight would bring him glory. Geralt picked up the gauntlet. When Silgrat barred Geralt's way, using lofty words to explain his intentions, the witcher shrugged impatiently. In the blink of an eye, he beat the nobleman black and blue, ruining his plans for eternal glory. The knight's curses followed Geralt. His curses? Okay, so he may actually find ways to mess with us going forward. Not sure. But it sounds like that is sort of like the journal entry was suggesting. Something that is more of a concern for later, so I'm going to put the War Council as our primary concern here for the time being. Despite Dwarven standards, Geralt's room at the Cauldron proved quite cozy. The Witcher settled in and, once ready, ventured out to attend the War Council. Sounds good. Now, we have not explored Bergen yet. So there are probably many things that we could find here. Like, say, mysterious merchants. I am curious as to what a mysterious merchant has to offer. Ooh, whoa! That's a powerful sword. That's a crazy powerful sword. As is that. Wow. Okay, those are all very impressive. And we could afford them. So I'm very intrigued. Armor of Banard. Also, plus 16 armor? What? That also looks insanely good. Okay, so there are definitely some things here that I think we would be very, very well suited to try to use. I'm just not sure. I mean, I guess there's a chance we could potentially come across them ourselves. But what I would like to do is make sure that we sell some stuff because we are currently sitting on 4 insert weight unit here away from filling our inventory. So things like... I thought we had a whole bunch of crafting materials somewhere, like the Intriga hide, I thought it was. Ecker eyes, I mean, we have a whole bunch of those. Let's not sell all of them, but let's sell some of them. Just in case we do want them for crafting purposes later. Where is the heavy stuff, though? Ecker heart is a little heavier. That's mostly my concern is the weight, not so much the value of it. So I just want to make sure that since this stuff can be used as a crafting material, that we don't completely limit ourselves if, in fact, there are things that we do want to use going forward at some point. We have a lot of the plants. Thought that we had Necker hides. Maybe we did end up dropping all of them. Wasn't really my intention. Or rather, Intriga hides. Gall is a little bit heavy, so we'll sell a little bit of that. Is it in this group? Oh, there it is. Okay, yes, we do still have some. Given the weight, we'll sell a bit, and that gives us a lot more wiggle room there. Still weighs a fair bit. Wow, still 16. Other than that, maybe in decent shape from there on out. And we did make some money on those fistfights, of course, so like I said, the financial commitment is not really what worries me in terms of trying to purchase some of those things. Maybe we'll sell the not so great other pieces of armor that we have. This chestplate, I think we need to do a little bit of a closer look comparison as to whether what we have now that we're using, which is the Raven armor that we carried over from Witcher 1, which I assumed was going to be really good, whether that stacks up against some of this other stuff or not. You guys seem possibly significant.
Hello, Witcher. Huh?
Or not. And it kind of looks like it's telling us to go through here. Is the meeting in this? Okay, maybe the meeting is not in here. I don't know. Can I go through this chest? I mean, that's one of the other reasons why I'm a little bit hesitant to go right ahead and purchase some of this stuff is it does seem like, yeah, there's the chance that we could potentially pick some things up of value. Granted, you know, it's pretty unlikely that we'd happen across one of the best items we could possibly get in this area.
Oh, a Witcher.
My guess is that we're more likely to pick up things like random swords, which I think is what we just saw earlier. This does look interesting, too. Looks like a mine. Looks like it goes into the mountain. And I suppose that might be the case of lots of things that we find in this city. Sort of the dwarven style. So, I mean, we could loot every one of these buildings, probably. And get many of the smaller materials, like the cloth, the quote-unquote junk, like medallions. I think we got one of those. I don't think, and I mean, of course, the occasional horn. I don't think it's going to be anything super significant, though. So, at some point, we'll probably make more of a committed effort.
Witches, army led by a...
Strangers, more strangers.
I mean, you're calling me a stranger. You're not wearing any pants. You're calling me a waste of words? Okay, never mind. I don't want to talk to you people. Oh. Oh, it's rolling around.
Greetings.
Castle of the Three Fathers. Okay.
The place is busy like never before.
I guess we found the castle. And some more ones. And some more ones. And some timber. Okay, the timber is really heavy. I do remember that. That was one of the things that weighed us down big time in the past, so That's one thing that I want to be a little bit mindful of picking up. Now, granted, I thought we were maybe headed in the right direction here, but we have found ourselves in another one of these small buildings in which we can loot a bit, but I'm assuming that where we're looking to go is somewhere in this quote-unquote castle. Map real quick. Where's our actual quest indicator right now? I see Geralt. Tracked quest. Is it not in here? Okay, maybe not. I mean, that is cool. We're, going to the castle and all that, but this takes us out into a different area, sort of. I mean, this certainly looks like a place where you'd have an important meeting. Maybe. Yeah. I wasn't doubtful. I knew we were headed the right way.
You missed quite a scrap, gentlemen, and an opportunity to slay a monarch. There was a struggle and the prince was wounded.
You've all seen the magical phenomenon covering the battlefield. For any who still have doubts, this is no mundane mist, nor a petty fairground illusion. Most likely, we're up against a blood curse, an old and powerful spell. We do not know who cast it or why. For now, I have one piece of good news and several pieces of bad news. The good news is that Henselt and his army have been halted for the time being.
And the bad news?
The mist will grow. It may even engulf Vergen. Furthermore, wraiths may emerge from it.
Can they be made penitent? With an axe to the head?
In theory, yes, but I would suggest putting your faith in a silver weapon. Furthermore, the ghosts will weaken as they move away from the mist.
Is there any way to drive it off? Exorcise it?
A question for myself and Geralt of Rivia.
The Kingslayer?
Contrary to what old women at the wells say, he did not, in fact, slay any kings.
Of course he didn't. Wouldn't hurt a fly, that one. Look at his eyes. You'll see he's the sensitive kind.
Whatever you may
Thank
see
you.
in his eyes, few know
Maybe not.
more about lifting curses. Gentlemen, I do not require you to understand this phenomenon, but there are a few rules I insist you must follow.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
No one is to approach the mist. It is mortally dangerous. In addition, we need to learn the story of the battle. For this, I especially count on the aid of Mr. Cecil Burden.
At your service, milady.
Thank you. To lift the curse, we require some objects symbolic of the war. Ones belonging to those who perished here 3 years past.
Pugh. More scrap iron from that massacre lying about than lice in Cecil's beard. I thought curses were best handled with...
Please leave the thinking to me, Mr. Zigrin, and I'd gladly hear less from you from now on.
Ouch.
The objects must be magically active and strictly linked to the ghosts of the fallen. That is all.
Let me be clear. You're all to aid Philippa and the Witcher. What are you grumbling about now, Yarpen?
It's something in my gullet.
Take a swig of wine. Now, to worldly matters. How many are we?
Saskia, you know well,
How many?
we dwarves are near 200. But don't judge us by our number.
1,000 peasants will come, though you'll get no precise count.
My lords?
53 knights and another 200 armed men. Not enough.
Henselt leads 5,000, 5 to 1 against us. What think you of that?
We are few, they are many. But we have our walls, low though they be. If we had archers, who knows?
Oh, for a regiment of heavy arbalists from Lyria.
We have something better. Yorvith's elves. Scoia'tael.
Hey. Bring out Yorvith. Sorry, am I late?
Gentlemen, I give you Yorvith.
What do you seek here, murderer?
100 of the North's best archers await your orders, Dragon Slayer.
You wished for archers, here they are. I take no pleasure in fraternizing with elves. But even a shit-coated stick can be a weapon.
He burned down the villages of many in my horde.
The free peasantry is one thing, but a criminal with a price on his head in all the northern realms? This is too much.
Saskia, say the word and we'll depart.
Hear me out. Yorvith came to fight for me. I trust him, and I know that he'll stay the course. Just like each of you.
How could you know that? He's an elf. Treason runs in his veins.
He's been fighting humans for a century.
But for the first time in scores of years, his fight makes sense. The Scoia'tael know no peace. They've died for Nilfgaard, for the Valley of the Flowers, in vain. They've been betrayed and cheated. Now they have a new goal. The Pontar Valley could be the first state where no man would have to fear elven arrows when venturing beyond city walls. And elves and dwarves wouldn't live in ghettos or on reservations. First, however, we have a battle to win. You know who we're up against. It's a splendid army, brave and well-led. They cannot be scared off or routed. They have to be killed. I want Yorvith to sit at the same table as we do. I want him to kill Cadweni for us. And I assure you that he'll do so with a smile, if only you let him.
If I'm to see a smile on that skinny face, I'm in. Yorvith stays.
Bloody hell. Father's turning in his grave, but a must's a must. I say aye.
Nay, you killed my men, Elf. Remember them?
If I hadn't killed them, they'd have killed me.
All right. For the sake of better times, and for Kedwen's doom, aye!
Down with the sons of bitches! Cheers!
Okay, we're just gonna ignore the fact that one of those people did not vote for him. And it was, like, the most important person in this room, questionably. Or, well, potentially. I mean, Saskia, I guess, is, but also the prince. What is that? Did you just poison a whole bunch of people? Probably. Sorceress? Yeah, we're on to you. Maybe?
Poison! She's dying. Take her somewhere safe and guard her with your lives.
Already?
I'll gather what I need and join you soon.
I'll place my best warriors on watch.
Oh,
Quickly, lads!
gosh.
A litter!
We had one job. Don't let the chosen one die. 5 minutes in, we already screwed up. That didn't sound good. I mean, I'm assuming it was someone in that room.
Is she alive?
In a manner of speaking, I've slowed her life functions as far as possible. Her condition is stable.
Do you know the poison?
What? We were Yorvith there?
Commonly known as mage pain. It has a terrible reputation.
An antidote must exist.
Hey, like,
What
can you
we
heal
do?
her though?
Treatment will require herbs, magic, and blood.
Not ordinary blood, I presume.
Correct. We require royal blood.
Oh dear.
Could use Letho right now.
Oh, that's one way to look at it.
What kind of herbs are we talking about?
I'll need a subterranean variety of purple foxglove, known to the dwarves as the Immortelle, and an elven rose of remembrance.
We had one of those roses of remembrance a while ago. Chris has it, apparently.
Triss had a rose of remembrance. She claimed the flowers are exceptional.
Long ago, the Enshe, who succeeded in cultivating the roses, enjoyed great respect,
Times have changed.
as have elves.
There are no elven gardens nearby. We must return to Flotsam.
Triss has a rose of remembrance from Flotsam. It's her we need to find.
Okay.
Where will we find immortelles?
They grow deep beneath the earth, which should not be a problem as Vergen lies on top of a mine.
How will they help Saskia?
Mage pain wreaks havoc in internal tissues. The Immortelle will help restore them.
Okay.
The nearest king is on the other side of the Mist of Wraiths.
You misunderstood me. It need not be the blood of a ruling monarch. It is the genotype contained in royal blood that is required.
Oh, of
Kings
course.
issue from ancient dynasties. Over the ages, to survive, rulers needed exceptional resistance and strength. As royal dynasties rarely admit common blood, the strength of their genes remains great. I shall employ self-healing genetic
little
therapy that will
self-important.
teach Saskia's body how to rid itself of the poison.
You'll have her drink human blood.
No, I shall inject it directly into her heart.
Oh, pleasant. Okay.
What else do you need to
Glad
use
we
this
asked that
thing?
question.
Thaumadour is a self-perpetuating substance. Any incursion into a cluster of poisoned cells causes an immediate chain reaction. Each tainted cell that is removed is replaced by 10 new tainted cells. To interrupt this reaction,
Sound good?
I'll need an ungodly amount of the power. A water or air genie, or one of the 20 legendary rings of power would be best.
One to bring them all, and in the darkness.
Oh my god, so many Lord of the Rings references. What is this?
I'll have to run barefooted to the top of a volcano.
Oh my god, what? Where's this coming
Let's
from?
forget the rings. I need a vast quantity of the power, no matter the source. Find something.
An immortelle, a rose of remembrance, royal blood and magic sounds like a fairy tale.
A poor one at that. No prince's kiss to top things off.
I wish it were a fairy tale, especially a poor one, as a happy ending would then be inevitable. May I count on your help, Geralt?
You may. What about the Battle of Wraiths?
I must first see if the spells keeping Saskia alive are in order. Then we'll consider how best to send the spectres to their rest. Actually, you could tend to that yourself. Ask the locals about the battle. Maybe you'll learn something.
In that case, I shall search for the poisoner.
Okay. Sounds like a plan, I suppose.
Only Philippa Eilhart may enter.
Okay. I mean, I assume, given how there were, like, maybe 8 people in that room as she was poisoned, that our list of suspects is pretty small at the moment. But, yeah, you know, if you need to launch a full-blown investigation, I suppose that is a thing. As for what we want to do with our now 2 talent points in the meantime, we can further increase our distance while dodging, get our vigor regeneration during combat. That does seem like that's been really good in the past. I mean, 10% is not exactly a number that is wowing me at the moment. But when we were able to, I'm thinking in particular, in the fight against Letho, using potions, yes, but also just generally some improved vigor regeneration, you're able to spam them almost non-stop, which seemed pretty darn powerful. So I think I'm going to go that route. Okay, yeah, that's what I was hoping, was that the second one would be much more than 10%. It's 40, so I think we double up here. Now it's really good. I'm hoping that is a real difference maker. Okay, now that we have... Oh. Picked up something there that I did not recognize by name. Find Doom Banner's Standard and Vandergraaf's Sword. Royal Blood. Go to Stennis to get Royal Blood. Okay, lots of things. Oh wait, we're supposed to talk to Philippa to figure out where to find Triss. I feel like I want to start off trying to find Triss. Alright, Philippa, we're supposed to find her in her home, it seems. There are many things we're supposed to talk to her about. So... I think I would like to track that one. Lots of new stuff for us to consider here. This looks like something already.
People of Vergen, we have a magical mist full of ghosts just outside our walls, so you'd better think twice before entering it. The mist, may the plague take it, threatens all manner of creatures, so anyone headed to the quarries or walking through the gullies should take exceptional heed. The squirrels that have made camp by the burnt huts are not our enemies, so says Saskia, and so it is. Master Geralt of Rivia and Sorceress Philippa Eilhart will deal with the mist and the wraiths. And now, open the gates and get to work.
Okay. Cool speech, bro. Where is Philippa? Way up there. What the heck? Oh, do we actually need to go back through there where they're like, Philippa only? Probably. Then we'll have to convince them, no, please, let us. Like here?
Don't let her die, Vatkin.
Guessing you won't really let me? Yeah, you will. But maybe there's a way around. I, again, don't really understand the the layout of this city at the moment, and it does seem like those underground tunnels make things rather confusing. I think I may have spotted a potential way, if you just ignore the fact that we're kind of going through what looked like walls, because we can go under those bridges. I think she's going to be over here. Oh, okay. Forget about opening doors. My first impression was that Philippa would be suspect number 1. Oh, dear. Given how, you know, she's the only sorceress and person who would be most knowledgeable about things like poisoning someone using magical poisons. Hey, sorry to interrupt.
What is it, Witcher?
Who is that girl?
Cynthia, a leashed sorceress.
A leashed
A charming
sorceress?
expression. Do you also use muzzles?
Leash means a connection between a sorceress and her assistant. An unfortunate term, I admit, but it explains how things are. Cynthia can tap my power, use my spells. She's a conduit. And she's learning along the way. It's convenient, and except for the name, not derisive at all. But you're not
I
here
don't
to
know
talk
about that.
Cynthia.
Yeah, we have lots of questions for you.
How is it that King Radovid's court sorceress and advisor is supporting rebellion in Edirn?
This has grown into more than a simple rebellion, Witcher. Prince Stennis' arrival here confirmed Saskia's right to represent Edirn.
Saskia isn't fighting for Edirn, but for the Pontar Valley. Even Prince Stennis considers you rebels. He hasn't moved against you because war with Kedwin hangs by a thread. Why are you here, sorceress of Tretogor?
It is my duty. If Henselt occupies the Pontar Valley, Redania and Temeria will respond strongly. The North will disintegrate, its unity gone. A dark scenario that is nevertheless avoidable, provided Saskia is successful and wins the Valley's independence.
Even if she thwarts Henselt, there'll be no independence without agreement from Redania and Temeria.
Temeria's expansionist plans melted away with Foltest's death. Redania's ruler is unpredictable, but even he'll have to respect a victory.
That's your boss, by the way.
I'm here to make this victory a fact.
This seems like this is completely out of the blue, but sure, let's hear about the wild hunt.
You ought to know bundles about the wild hunt.
A sorceress's knowledge has nothing to do with superstitions.
The hunt's not a superstition.
True, the phenomenon seems to exist.
I want to know everything there is to know about it.
It's strictly atmospheric. It doesn't interest me. Just as whirlwinds, whirlpools, and snowfalls do not interest me.
Okay, that's an odd answer. Now, if you have more information about Letho, though, that'd be telling about you, and also interesting to the extent that you actually have notable information.
Have you heard about a Witcher's school? Apparently the Viper's their sign.
No, why do you ask?
The Kingslayer wears a medallion adorned with a viper.
I did not remember that.
And childish for my taste. He can't be very smart.
Ouch.
Is what they say true? Did Saskia kill a dragon?
Prince Stennis decorated her for it at the court in Vengerberg, so it appears to be true. If you want to know the details, talk to Biggerhorn. Apparently he witnessed it.
Okay. Now for the big stuff, though.
I'm looking for Triss. Letho forced her to teleport near Vergen.
Letho?
Foltest's killer. Perhaps Demavend's too. Will you help me find her?
Certainly. We sorceresses must stick together.
Yeah, I mean, you
have
were
too
talking to
many
her
enemies.
just before she disappeared.
Triss contacted you through Sheila de Tanzerville's megascope while in Flotsam.
Right.
And I haven't heard from her since.
Can you locate her?
A megascope responds to a person's aura. If I had something of hers, I could find her. You were close to her. Maybe you have something.
No, I don't have anything.
Not
Quite a
good.
relationship we had then.
Wait. A local drunkard claims he saw a redhead fall out of the sky. This could be a lead.
Oh, God. Really? I mean, all these things are true.
Drunkards say all sorts of nonsense. One claimed his dog was writing poetry.
Perhaps they're just drunken delusions. It's possible, however, that an unstable teleport ejected Triss near the town.
As it's our only lead, I'll talk to this drunkard. Do you know him?
I'm not used to associating with drunkards, but you'll likely find him in the inn.
Thank you.
Come back as soon as you learn anything.
Okay. I mean, I did kind of want to ask you about all the other things that you are the central oh. Hold on. Things are happening here, medallion-wise. That is shaking. Lots of orange, so that's cool and everything, but... I mean, I'm not terribly surprised that Medallion is going crazy. In here, where we obviously are surrounded by sorceress and all of her possessions. And you know, like that creepy little figurine there. Her bed really lighting up? Really? But, if we're drawing upon our knowledge from The Witcher 1, like just look at our medallion there in the top left corner. It's flashing. Usually only does that when we're near enemies. So, again, drawing upon our knowledge from The Witcher 1, we know that even people who we are thinking are our close allies may not always be the case. Maybe that sometimes people who are posing as friends are truly just looking to sabotage our plans.
Who are you?
I'm Cynthia, a mage in training. Philippa is my mentor.
My condolences.
No need for that. True, she's a demanding mistress, but she can also be charming. Besides, she's the best there is, Witcher. She has no equals, excepting perhaps the old elven sorceresses. You should see her cast spells. Light and graceful she is. Not like that old tart de Tanzaville.
Okay. You know Sheila?
You know Sheila?
I've seen her cast spells. I've seen all the great sorceresses at work. Sheila's quite manly in her style. Precise, logical, exceptionally composed. But she lacks grace and suppleness.
Is that your opinion? Or are you just repeating what Philippa says?
We agree in our assessment. Triss Merigold,
I'm not surprised
on the
about
other hand, is talented. But she lacks determination, courage, and a certain cold willfulness that seems necessary.
That's interesting.
Kira Metz and Margarita Lo Antiel are both blasé, seemingly resigned. One's a hedonist and nymphomaniac. The other cares only about her school. They lost enthusiasm for magic long ago. Then there's Francesca Finderbear.
Heard that
Nobody
name.
really knows what the old she-elf is capable of. But she's clearly very powerful.
I take it Philippa has none of these flaws, but she must have some weakness.
Ambition. Infinite, boundless, and burning like the Korath Desert.
Alright.
Just out of curiosity, how much does a magic course cost these days?
I'm certain
1
you can't
billion
afford it,
orange.
Witcher. Besides, you're too old.
Excuse
No
me?
matter. I have a few of my own tricks as it is.
You mean Witcher's science? Philippa can conjure up the illusion of a garden full of flowers.
Oh, fantastic.
Fruit trees, and young elves of both sexes copulating merrily all the day. And the illusion is complete. The flowers have an aroma. The fruit and she-elves are juicy.
Invite me over the next time she conjures up this garden. I'd gladly see it. Professional curiosity.
Geralt.
Naturally. But I doubt Philippa's in the mood for complicated illusions. She focuses all her efforts on Saskia.
Oh? Does she now? I was gonna say, go on. I mean, seeing as how she is seemingly trying to manipulate everyone. Let's be honest here, we know that's what's happening. We know that she's up to no good. She was the one who appeared just before everything went down in Flotsam. Oh, I did want to still talk to her, though, about those other things. She was the one that was there just before everything bad happened in Flotsam. She was the one who would, like I was saying before, would be most capable of poisoning the prince.
Something.
Yes, she's not a princess, but Saskia. Alright, let's just get all the information from her on the other mainline quest items as well.
You said we'd need a magical object to cure Saskia. Any ideas where I might start looking?
Magical items do not grow on trees, as you know. Luckily, this area has a long history. There's the Battle of Wraiths, the site of Sabrina Glevisig's death and suffering, the abandoned mines.
I was hoping you'd be specific.
I won't ask you to traipse around with a divining rod, but please try to be a little inventive. Ask the locals, that's always a good place to start. I dare say Alderman Burden knows every last stone in the area. Maybe you should see him.
Okay. So a starting point. Now, if you could stop walking
You
into me
wanted to discuss something.
and instead answer this last question.
At the council, you mentioned artifacts were needed to undo the curse.
But I can't look for them now.
I can do that.
Why?
I have my reasons. Tell me something. What happened here 3 years ago?
Henselt attacked Edern, but met his match. Nobody won that war. Sabrina Glefisig got into a conflict with the commander-in-chief of the Kedweni forces, and this led to both armies being routed. Fireballs turned the battlefield into a flaming tomb. Henselt accused Sabrina of using a forbidden weapon.
And Sabrina cursed Henselt.
I think so. I suspect the curse got out of hand because of the circumstances.
Circumstances? The stars weren't right, wrong phase of the moon. There's always an excuse for simple bungling.
She
Oh,
placed
take
the curse
that.
while burning at the stake. Her hands and feet nailed to a wagon wheel. I'd say she did a good job considering.
Okay. Yeah, that is kind of harsh. Difficult circumstances. Okay.
Know anything about blood curses?
Do you?
We're dealing with a 4th level curse, also known as the Curse of the Archmistress.
Well, well, I'm impressed.
Thing is, until now I thought it was only a myth, that such a curse couldn't be cast.
You thought wrong. There are 6 confirmed cases of this curse being inflicted.
What about confirmed cases of it being lifted?
0.
1.
Oh.
Achieved by a team of sorcerers led by Archmistress Francesca Finderbear, hence the curse's other name. Sabrina Glevizig was on the team.
Small world.
That's not all. The curse investigated by Francesca and Sabrina was designed to end the Tyson dynasty, the rulers of Kovir. They were cursed by Scarlet Rodalega, a complete madman, but very talented. An eclipse and wraiths also accompanied his curse.
So Sabrina's curse is just a knockoff Rodalega.
Exactly.
Alright, that's something.
Can Francesca's experience help us?
Certainly. I know the symbols and the workings of the curse thanks to her.
Care to explain? I'm the one risking my neck.
You'll have to relive the battle and change its course at the right moment.
Huh?
I don't know exactly what will happen. Nobody does.
Time travel?
I'll look for those artifacts. Did you notice? Not all the ghosts were aggressive.
Yes. Most just disappeared when they touch the aura of a living person.
I think the curse corrupts the ghosts of the fallen and turns them into draugrs.
Is that the Witcher's professional name for wraiths?
Draugrs are demons of war. They arise at sites of exceptionally vicious, bloody battles. Their bloodlust and hatred in condensed form.
Can you kill them by conventional means?
A silver sword is enough for a draugr, but as long as the curse remains active, new ones will arise. The soldiers' ghosts are the key. If I could turn the tide of the battle...
For that you'll need symbols of war belonging to those who fell in battle. Hatred, death, courage, and faith. All artifacts must be magically active and connected to the fallen, or they won't lure the ghosts.
Right. I'll look around.
Finding 2 will be enough. Get the symbols of hatred and death and leave the rest to me.
I'd prefer courage and faith.
Don't fuss.
I'll see what I can do. Cecil seems to know a lot about the area.
Okay, I think that's
I'm
everything.
good for now. I'll let you know when I learn something.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Does seem like, as we were saying earlier, not sure how much we ought to be trusting her right about now, given everything that has happened thus far. But with that, I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up this video. A lot of learning to be done, and a lot of learning that we have done and continue to do, given how it seems that we have a lot of things that we need to track down in a whole bunch of areas here. If we were to look at our journal here, I'm sure we have a bazillion things that we are supposed to do. Yes, we do. So, we'll try to get at least some of that stuff done next time, but we'll have to figure out what makes sense in terms of the next step. So, hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.